SKN app. Simply search for the Freedom app in the Android's Play Store or the Apple's App Store and download it. Enjoy world-class radio at its best, anytime, anywhere. Become a Freedom Apper today.
Can I get a wow? It's the sound you make when you get all alone. Wow! It's the effect you'll get when you upgrade your home. From a place you once knew to a dream home come true. Wow! Is a brand new view with a love that's so strong. Where you belong. Wow! For a home like new. Wow! It's the sound you'll make when you get all alone. Wow! It's the effect you'll get when you upgrade your home.
Upgrade, improve, enhance your home with National Bank's Wow Mortgage. For the effect you'll get when you upgrade your home. Lowest interest rate guaranteed and the most favorable terms.
Wow Mortgage. Can I get a wow?
Reliable, dependable, Delta.
If you live here in St. Kitts and your tank on E, there's only one place that you should be. Maybe driving in Nevis and you need some fuel. Go straight to Delta. Don't be a fool. Get your cooking gas fast. All petroleum needs ULSD. Everyone in the region is shouting, Go Delta. Premium gasoline in a fully stocked C-store. So there's only one place you should be. Delta Petroleum, baby.
The St. Kitts Credit Union is making mortgages easy. Becoming a homeowner, whether purchasing or building, has never been easier. The SKCU is here to help. Apply online via our website, www.skccu.com, or schedule an appointment today with one of our friendly loan officers to discuss your options. St. Kitts Credit Union, the best place to borrow, the best place to save.
RIA Easy Money Transfer Limited, located on West Independence Square Street, Bastyr, St. Kitts, and the Solomon Arcade, Nevis, offers you safe and reliable transfers at great low rates and fees to 507,000 locations worldwide, with a pickup time of just 15 minutes after your transfer. And for even more ease of doing business, we home deliver and direct bank deposits in selected countries. So if anytime you want to send money to family, friends, and loved ones, at RIA, we've got you covered. With over 30 years of experience moving money quickly, efficiently, and securely across 160 countries. Give us a call at 465-3325 in St. Kitts or 469-3325 in Nevis. Opening hours Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., 8:30 in Nevis, and on Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. RIA Easy Money Transfer Limited.
Oh, good afternoon. Good afternoon to everyone. Good afternoon to all our listeners. Good afternoon to those in St. Kitts. Good afternoon to those outside of St. Kitts. I want to let you know that this today is a beautiful Caribbean day again, a magnificent Caribbean day. Of course, you expect it is hot. It is warm outside there. But it's always breezy in St. Kitts because, as I've said to you before, not just the geography of the country, but the coming into play of the breeze coming from the Atlantic and from the Caribbean Sea. Yes, you are listening to Freedom FM 106.5, world-class radio at its best. And this is Issues. I'm your host, Coach Adrian, and as usual, it's always beautiful to have you on my show. As usual, before we begin or our show, before we go into the topic, I always hail my listeners. I always hail my friends. And I reach out to my friends. The first one I always reach out to, it's always my hard-working nurses at JNF General Hospital, my people at the hospital. And I've always said that you can't pay them. You cannot compensate them. They give life. They give excessive of themselves. They give over. I have seen them. I have seen people who work double shift, and yet these people continue to take care and to make other people's cases, make them more comfortable. I hope you are doing very well. I'm Nurse Smith Hyacinth in A&E. I want to hail my friends in the village. My friends, I never forget you. Yes, you have not seen me. I promise to come, but I will come. One of these days, I'm going to get Manners to give me the exact location, and I'm going to give you a massive surprise. But I want, when I come, that I must bring gifts with me, because I'm going to surprise you. Now, Sylvain, I do not know. I have not been able to come by you. I don't know if you are feeling well, and I hope you are feeling well. But I am hailing you to let you know, Sylvain, that I am missing you. I am missing Sylvain. Sylvain, let me know what is happening and how you are doing. Greetings to my Rasta brethren, my Rasta friend in particular, on his sacred farm in the hill that is in Nevis. Good afternoon to Rodney. Rodney at Rodney's restaurant in Nevis, my favorite place whenever I go to Nevis. Rodney, one of these days I'm going to give you a surprise. Now, today we present an approach. You see, last week we had a very beautiful program on cannabis, and Council Jan Williams Knight, she was just magnificent. I mean, we know that she's bright, but she was very knowledgeable and the way that she educated us, it was just magnificent. Now, in fact, I promised her that we will do it again because we didn't have time to go into all the issues. I want to thank her again. Although she was on leave, she actually made herself present to be there on the show. And I am very, very, very thankful for that. And I thought, because we discussed about medical cannabis, that today we could follow it up with the bigger issue, because the bigger issue is really natural healing. Natural healing. And I thought bring in a local herbalist. And of course, who will share with us some of his experiences in natural healing. And I have here with me one such person. So we are going to be talking about how to take care of our health. We are going, of course, if you take care of your health, you are actually cutting your doctor's bill. That is very, very, very important. If you take care, you enjoy good health and wellness, it means that you are cutting on your doctor's visit, you are cutting on your doctor's bill. So we want to talk about natural remedies that is larger than just cannabis. We want to talk about the high value added products, particularly those cultural products, those natural products that are, in a sense, very important. And a lot of those products we do not know of. And people have, they are sick, people have dysfunctions, but they just don't have access, meaning that they don't have the knowledge on those issues. And one good example, for example, like when I meet my friends, I tell them that, and is we know prostate cancer is really affecting people, men in particular. I mean, when you reach a certain age, prostate, some of my friends die from prostate cancer. And I tell them that from the time I read about this herb in the digest, how doctors had already pronounced some of the patients to die. And they found saw palmetto. They found saw palmetto. And some of them are still alive and kicking. From since that time, it's many years, I have been using saw palmetto as a preventive. And the last time I went to, because I do my medicals, I went to the doctor. He said he can't see a sign of that. He said, inside there is just magnificent. Now, so there are a number of things that we can do. We spend a lot of money on when we have those ailments or dysfunctions. And they are simple, they are around, but we don't know. For example, I'm from St. Lucia. Growing up in St. Lucia, our parents knew that. Our people knew that. They had that kind of knowledge. And for almost any ailment, they could tell you, do that, take that plant, cut it so, do that, whatever. Look, the women have problem, maybe she can't give birth. They handle that. And the point that we are making is there is an excellent education, non-formal education, that provides tremendous solutions, but we do not know of it. We are not aware of that gold mine. And therefore, it's like Bob Marley says, in the abundance of water, the fool is thirsty. Meaning that look, there is life around you, but because ignorance prevails, or maybe fear prevails, because where there's ignorance, fear takes over. Then you end up spending all your money on it. The more you go to the doctor, the more they do tests, and at the end you are the same way. Of course, that is not so for all cases, not at all, because I have tremendous doctors. We have tremendous doctors in St. Kitts, and they are very good. And one of my best doctor, and I suppose you wouldn't mind that, I believe he's the best. Nobody can touch him, Dr. C. Haley. Magnificent, intelligent. This man is a highly intellectual person and great skill. Oh, I wish that God bless this man. Now, Marcus.
Greetings.
Marcus Samuel, we are happy to have you. Now, everyone, before I begin, just say hello.
Hi, greetings. Good afternoon to everyone hearing
Now,
my voice.
everyone who comes on my show, Marcus, everyone who comes on my show, I give them a gift. I got this, I acquired these boxes of these, and this is a gem. Mm-hmm. I give it to corporate people, I give it to everyone, and people speak very much about the knowledge inside. It is called health and happiness. So everyone who comes, I give them a, even if you are a herbalist, I'm giving you a copy.
Yeah, man, respect. I mean, thanks a lot. I mean, just by looking at the cover.
Very nice.
I ain't got so much, you know.
Now, Marcus, even before I ask for your introduction, before I ask you to introduce yourself, there is a nagging thing that is, whenever we speak about natural healing, whenever we talk about traditional medicine, it always comes to my mind, and sometimes I discuss it. I remember once, I think I said it to Dr. C. Haley. You know Dr. C. Haley?
No, not personally.
Well, you need to know this man. He's a powerful man. He's one of the most intelligent and the most experienced, if not skilled, in the Caribbean. You can't touch him. Now, let me tell you, and I discussed that with him, and he's very wise also in natural healing. And this is the issue. And I deliberately wrote it down, and I'm going to read the issue that I have,
right.
And then I'm going to throw you and ask you, what is your take on that? Even before I introduce you, after that I'm going to introduce you. This is what it is. I said, is it a reflection of brainwash education? Is it a result of there is a prolonged conflict if you want business war between pharmaceutical and natural medicine, is it a legacy of slavery? Is it something that we have, that is handed, that we are carrying over? Or is it the impact of global capitalism? That is that synthetic medicine are generally accepted, but natural medicine are by and large disregarded. What's your take on that? What's your take on that?
My take on
Nobody have given me a favorable response.
Okay, let me first introduce myself. My name is Marcus Samuel, better known as Agelan to the general public. You know what I mean? My take on that basically would be the last comment that you made. The global scenario, because, you know, I mean, all the doctors, they have a certain type of teachings, is curative medicine they deal with, you understand?
Say it again.
Like the doctors, what they went to school, they learned, and what they administer to people, like curative medicines, pharmaceuticals. That's the cure. So that's what they know, you understand?
So when you say curative medicine, you mean what?
Like the pharmaceutical.
You have an ailment, you have a sickness, they give you something to cure you. Okay, so they deal with curing. So why you what is the other type of thing if you don't cure?
The other type of thing? Well, you have natural medicine you can use also.
So that is what? That's to prevent.
To prevent.
Okay.
You understand?
So that is what I wanted you to say to the public.
Right.
So in other words, you are saying there are two types of approach to the dysfunction.
Healing.
You can either prevent,
right,
or you can cure.
Cure, right.
So so it means that you are saying that I have been taking the Sopalmeto.
Right.
For the prostate cancer,
right,
to prevent prostate cancer.
Right.
And the doctors and Sahelian then tell me I'm doing very well.
Right.
So you are saying that is a preventive action.
Definitely.
But you are saying that the general thing is people get sick and they just go and get cured.
They look for the medication thinking that they want to get a cure. You understand? Because that is the concept. You understand? But then you see medication come with side effects, basically, you know what I mean? So what I'm saying in general, people more adapted to that way of thinking because that was put forward to them. The pharmaceuticals, you understand? But when we look at the pharmaceuticals, we're seeing, well, over the years, people are using them and they're still having the same type of results, you know, but
but some people do get cured.
Yeah.
To be careful with that.
Yeah.
Some people do get cured. I mean, if there were no pharmaceuticals,
no,
all hell break loose.
Yeah,
So
I'm not
be very
saying,
careful
I'm
with
not,
that.
well, you see, you should be very careful because of the system of...
It has nothing to do with the system. People
Appro-
cure. Pharmaceuticals have cured me and they have cured other people.
Yeah.
So go on. So we're not saying that pharmaceutical is not good.
No, we are not saying that. No, that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
they promote curative medicine.
Cure, that's
You understand?
nice.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
So because of they preach about curative medicine, everybody run to that side of things.
But again, I'm teasing you. Again, you have to be careful with that. Because some doctors, not all doctors, just seek to heal you or stabilize you.
Right.
Doctors do give you preventive directions.
Yeah.
They tell you what to eat and this and that and that and that. So that doctors, so we can say maybe they do more prescribing.
Right.
But that is not to say that doctors don't also give you or involve in preventive medicine.
True.
Okay, so go on.
True.
So okay. So you are saying that, but let me just ask you, don't you think it's also when people get sick, don't they want a speedy recovery?
Yes.
Isn't it the natural tendency in us to get that thing healed quickly?
Yes, because about the pain, everybody looking for a speedy recovery. But I mean, when that doesn't mean that's the case. You understand?
What do you mean that's the case? You mean when you get sick, you don't want a speedy recovery?
Okay, what I'm saying, everybody gets sick. They want to recover. But your body is what does the healing in mind, knowledge.
All right.
You know what I mean? So
All right.
what I want to speak, I don't really want to speak on the doctors in philosophy because...
No, you can't. I don't want you to talk about no doctors.
You understand? You know, because my way of thinking...
You're not equipped to talk about
right.
that. Yes,
you know,
good.
so I prefer speak on the herbs.
Yes.
And educate, you understand? Because...
Well, let me just stay on this one again before we really open up. That's
no
by
problem.
way of introduction. But don't you also think big business is really one of the reasons for that? Because the pharmaceuticals have people who are promoting them. They have all the retail, the wholesale, and people are pushing this thing and whatever. Don't you think that is one of the reasons why people would pay faster regard to that than the bush?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a systematical thing globally. I mean, medicine controlled by the whole, you know what I mean, the whole pharmaceutical, everybody, all them is one. You understand? So when they come down to that, they promote what they know. You understand? And their way of thinking is different from what we know, because some doctors may say, well, herbs is not good for you. You gotta have those type of people too. Would have a negative because they don't have the experience with the herbs. Then.
Okay. Before we go into that, because I'm going to tease you,
No problem.
I'm going to take
I need a hard question. I need some hard questions here.
But tell people, who exactly is Marcus Samuel? Take your time and tell the people who I'm speaking with on issues.
To break it down, Marcus Samuel, Ajalan mean all justly fight and hurt lives off nature. That is what I go by, Ajalan.
Explain what
Ajalan means all justly fight and hurt lives off nature. What I mean? All justly fight and hurt lives off nature.
Very nice. Explain that to us. Give us a little education on that. Take your time.
Defend truths and rights and live from nature. You know, live off of the earth. You understand? That is my concept of life.
So when you say live off the earth, what do you mean?
Live off nature.
No, I know. I mean, I'm pushing you. What do you mean by when you say live off nature?
Try to eat from natural foods. You understand? Plant my food. You understand? And look at life in the farmer way.
Okay.
You understand?
So like Dreamland, Bonnie Wheeler saying Dreamland will take our breakfast from the trees. Well, I had breakfast from the trees this morning. I ate my breakfast was look, I'm even forgetting what my breakfast is. Sour sop. I had a big sour sop.
Good.
And then because it was a lot, I end up with a mango. Because all I have to do is to go in my yard and take them.
Right.
So, but you are saying that is how we must have our breakfast?
Well, the more natural you're eating, we're going to explain all this why I look at life that way. I mean, the more natural you eat is you, because what your body is earth, fire, wind, and water.
But be careful with what you're saying there now. I'm not sure I agree with you, because you say all what you do is you. It can't be, because if it means I'm looking at a motor car. A motor car, okay? A motor car, I go at CNC and I buy a Honda. I buy a Honda, CNC, although I pay CNC, but CNC all behave as if they have a monopoly on me. I'll tell you why. One, they give me a manual that I must follow, but they give me also a schedule where I must send back that vehicle to them regularly.
To recycle.
Not to recycle, sir. To take care of. In other words, what goes inside, how, whatever. So the manufacturer, in a sense, sends a manual or send a list of know-how because they make their vehicle how they should do it. Now, that's why I come into you. When you say is you, so because what you are pointing to me, you are saying that you are like the motor car. So it means, therefore, you are saying somebody made you.
Well...
Are you telling me well? You answer me, man. There's no well
if somebody made me?
I ask you.
Yes, you made from your four parents, them.
Okay, somebody made your four parents.
Yes.
Yeah. So you believe there is a creator?
If I believe there is a creator,
I ask you a simple
no,
question,
I don't
man.
believe no. It's what I know, what I do not know.
I ask you.
I do
man.
not believe nothing because belief
don't-
is not when you're not.
You don't believe nothing?
No, when the
So
concept
if
of
you don't believe nothing, if
No.
you don't believe nothing, which thing do you know?
okay, wait. The concept of belief is when you're not sure. Because if I ask you where your mother know, you may say, I believe she home, I believe, you know, but you're not sure. Either you know or you do not know, in my way of thinking. I do not believe nothing. What I know, I
So
know.
why do I bring you on the show?
No, two reasons.
Why I bring you on the show? If
To-
you don't believe nothing, do you have
No,
nothing to share?
no, I
with me?
express what I know. What I'm trying to show you. What I know, and what I do not know, I do not know. In the concept of belief, I don't try to hold on that because belief leave you in a state
Why
of mind.
do you? Okay, then why do you eat the breakfast from the plant? Why do you?
To get the nutrients
Hold
then.
on. If you say you eat breakfast from the plant, the other man say he eat breakfast from the meat, the other man say he eat breakfast from the sea. What's the problem? What
Well,
is the issue?
No, the issue is what we eat.
I'm
why
putting
we eat.
back your issue to you.
No, the issue is we eat to get the nutrients then. Because
So you mean you don't have nutrients from what you eat from the sea?
that's what I'm saying. That's what
He doesn't?
Who said that?
I'm asking you.
No, I didn't say that.
Fine.
So what I'm saying, everything that we eat should consist of life. Energies, because at the end of the day, is the nutrients them that is what our body
I
absorbs.
agree with you, man, but stick up in what you're saying. Yeah, be careful what you're
Yeah,
saying, you know, because
well-
I'm going to ask you and you got to explain to the
No
people.
problem, I'm speaking
you
what I
say,
know.
You say you eat from the plants.
Plants based.
The man over there, he ate
From
his
fish.
sandwiches and whatever.
Right.
The other one ate his fish and so. Are you saying that his sandwiches and the fish don't have nutrients?
No, I'm not saying that.
What are you saying?
I'm saying when you eat your food, you should try to look for the best energy food that you can get.
All right.
You understand?
Okay. Let me just tell you what. You say you don't believe. I believe. Let me tell you exactly what I believe. Just like the car maker has a master designer, a maker who made the car. And the dealer, C&C, follows the instruction. So even if they sell the car to me, they join with me in managing and taking care of the car.
Got you.
I believe, likewise, that my body, I didn't make my body. My body is made by God, a creator, a designer. Let me just tell you what I believe. You'll tell me what you believe. And he has a manual for us, just like the car. Now, in the manual, I believe, I'm a Christian. I believe the manual is the Bible.
Got you.
Now, the Bible tells me, and I know it by heart, Genesis 1:29.
Good.
It says, I have given you every herb bearing seed
Seeds.
and this and that and that on
for
every
meat, for
tree.
meat, yeah.
Oh, you know that one too?
I know the Bible just like you too.
I'm not taking no confrontation with you.
We ain't got a
You say you
confrontation.
don't believe anything. I'm telling you what I believe.
I tell you what I know.
I tell you what I believe. So let me just say what I believe before you say you don't want what you don't believe. So it says, that shall be meat for me. And the meat here means food.
Right.
So it means the original diet that the maker made for man was plants. Now, also, when I read the last book of the Bible, Revelation 22, it talks about a tree that
Tree
is
of
by the
life.
river. And, by the tree, and it
Bearing
says...
many food, 12.
You say you don't believe, I who live, So let me finish it. Because you don't believe. And it says, and the leaf of the tree was for the healing of the nation. So this is why, for it's years I have ordered my life.
Yeah.
My life in that way. So the way, what I eat, how I live, how I take care of myself, it has to do with my understanding of what the body requires from the maker to make sure I live well. So when I go to Dr. Haley and he say I doing well, he believes I doing well. Is the prescription I'm following. Now give me your views now on what I have said. Yes. On what I have said. I have given you my why I do what I do. So tell the people why you do what you do.
Well, what I do, it's like the same format, like you say. I mean, if you're conscious about your health, your body is you, You understand? And you have to know your body.
Very.
When I made a statement, I don't really want in like a confrontation about belief, right? It's just pushing your understanding, you know. For me, as I told you, I am earth, fire, wind, and water. That is how I look at my life. You know what I'm saying? These are life energies. This is what we use for healing: water, heat, fire, carbon, the bush, them. You understand? So all this is you. When you eat food, you try to eat food to get the nutrients, them. Now, the reason why people become sick now, because the type of food they are eating,
Let's not go there yet. Don't go there yet. I will come to that when we talk about that. But you have given us an understanding of what you do. So in a sense, even if you do not perhaps may have the same framework that I use, but basically you are taking the same responsive action.
Yes.
That you are saying that in your knowledge of nature, there is a way that, in other words, that your body must be cared for. That's what you are saying.
Yeah.
So that you are saying that through your diet, through whatever you do that. I said the very same thing. I said, through my diet, through my lifestyle. For example, let me just tell you a typical thing I'm going to ask you. Because of my understanding there are a number of things that I don't eat.
Right.
I don't eat. I don't use salt. I don't use sugar. I don't ask you to agree with me. I'm just telling you.
I'm listening.
I don't use sugar. I don't use salt. I don't use butter. I don't use lard. I don't use margarine. I don't use cheese. Well, I don't eat meat, but I'm one of the only vegetarian perhaps who likes snapper. So I buy some snapper sometimes. My wife is a vegan, so she makes all kind of vegan food for me and whatever. So I do very regular exercise.
Right.
I have my own home gym. I have my farm. I'm never without a farm. I grow about, sometimes depending on the meal, 50 or 60% of what I because I believe that the food must come from nature.
Right.
Then because I believe the master is God, I pray to God. I have a lot of faith in God. Now, what is it that informs the way you carry your life?
What is it that
inform the way you carry your life?
What
is it that, in other words, what? I can't find another word for inform. What is it that makes you do the thing that you do?
As I tell you, is the way life's supposed to be, you know.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the way I look at it. I mean, you know, you have to feed yourself. Food, clothes, and shelter.
What's your typical meal? Your breakfast or your lunch or whatever. And we're talking, yes. Because you say that the diet makes sure that you're not sick. And we agreed on that. What's your typical breakfast?
Sometimes, okay, if I'm going to eat a breakfast, it could be anything. Jelly water, porridge, you know what I mean? It's all about what I have available. I mean, I'm not perfect neither, you know, so not because I'm saying I'm a herbalist, because life doesn't permit you to have everything you need. Right. And then that is why I try to go to the earth to plant what I need just like you.
That's important.
Because what I've seen, the stuff that we're eating is what creating the problem. That's what changed, you understand? And then when I was younger growing up, my parents and my grandparents, I used in the herbs and seeing the benefits of them. When I get cut and damage myself, I use herbs to stop the healing, the bleeding. So what I'm doing now is something I go with.
Yeah, man, that is right.
You understand?
I'm from St. Lucia. In St. Lucia, I do not know if I was St. Lucia. We depend very highly on herbal remedies.
Right. So what happened now? Many people now, because we've been colonized and being brainwashed to think a certain way, we put down what our foreparents look for.
Not necessarily brainwashed.
Okay, for
educated.
Okay, for example.
I say not necessarily brainwashed.
Understand.
No, I'm making a point.
Educated.
The program. Because once we use the word brainwash, it's a whole can of worms.
Well,
so educated, yes.
Good. What we're doing now is educating the people through a program, right?
Yes, we're trying to educate
Right.
them. But when they call, they might have more things to educate us about.
No problem. Each one teach one. When somebody sit on behind a TV, they're being educated also too, because they've been programmed.
Yes, I know.
What I'm trying to say now, okay, for example, we have KFC, whatever, you understand? And everybody will run to them and they get that type of food, but then at the end of the day, somebody is doing share with salads and all this type of stuff, and you understand?
So let me ask you a question. I agree with you. I'm agreeing with you. What is the issue with KFC?
Well, the issue about what's going on basically general, not just KFC alone.
No, we're talking about KFC.
Me don't want to speak about...
Forget about KFC. But KFC
in general.
It's fried chicken we're talking about.
Wait,
What is the issue with fried chicken?
The issue is fried chicken. Number one, the oil that the people are using.
Don't be scared, man.
Me scared to talk.
Fine, talk.
I could speak on anything, but you're telling me I can't speak, say certain things, so I'm just, The oil, what you call vegetable oil, vegetable doesn't produce no oil. Nuts and seeds produce oil. I mean, that's rehydrated oil they make. That is what creating a lot of the problem with people. I mean, create a cholesterol level because it's low density lipoprotein is created from that, LDL. You understand? Coconut oil, HDL, high density. You understand? So what I'm trying to say, we could get nutrients from certain things, but it's the type of things them and how our body respond. We have different type of body, different type of metabolism.
Okay. So therefore, if what you are saying to Peter, if you want to do that, you would move away from the more fatty food, and therefore, if I have a choice for fruits or whatever, or maybe whole grain, you are saying that I should choose something like that because it will be less stressful on my body.
Well, what we learn, you have 5 food groups. You mean fat needed, carbs needed, legumes needed, you understand, greens and salads, you understand? So what people doing today, they doesn't cook the food with a balanced meal, they cook just because they want, like for example, rice, macaroni pie, potato salad, 1 tomato, 1 cut cucumber and a small piece of lettuce and the chicken and whatever, and they think that's a food there. That's a lot of carbs. You understand?
That's too much carbs.
It's not, and they feel like it's food. No. When I try to eat with a balanced meal. Okay, today what I had for lunch, I had some mashed potato. That's carbs there, but it's a healthy type of mash. You understand? Right?
What kind of potato?
Irish potato I had.
Why Irish potato and not sweet potato?
Well, I didn't have sweet potato. Me cook it. That's what I'm trying to show you. I'm not perfect.
Fine.
You understand? It's the availability.
Yeah.
So I try to make the best choices what I have while I'm moving around. You understand? Right? And some beans, vegetable, broccoli, and them type of stuff there.
Very nice.
You understand? So you try to have a balanced meal and a piece of fish I had.
Okay.
You understand?
Very nice.
So
Let's take a break.
No problem.
I'll come to you. we getting hot now.
We getting warm.
We getting hot. Let's take a little advertisement break.
No problem. No problem. Okay.
Hey, Webmaster here. I stay connected to Freedom with the Freedom SKN app. Simply search for the Freedom app in the Android's Play Store or the Apple's App Store and download it. Enjoy world-class radio at its best, anytime, anywhere. Become a Freedom apper today.
Can I get a wow? It's the sound you'll make when you get our loan. Wow, it's the effect you'll get when you upgrade your home. From a place you once knew to a dream home come true. Wow, is a brand new view with a love that's so strong. Where you belong. Wow, for a home like new. Wow, it's the sound you'll make when you get our loan. Wow, it's the effect you'll get when you upgrade your home.
Upgrade, improve, enhance your home with National Bank's Wow Mortgage. For the effect you get when you upgrade your home. Lowest interest rate guaranteed and the most favorable terms.
Wow Mortgage, can I get a wow?
Go Delta, go Delta,
Reliable.
go Delta, go Delta,
Dependable.
go Delta, go Delta,
Delta.
go Delta, go Delta.
If you live here in St. Kitts and your tank on E,
Go Delta.
There's only one place that you should be. Maybe driving in Nevis and you need some fuel. Go straight to Delta. Don't be a fool. Get your cooking gas fast. All petroleum needs ULSD. Everyone in the region is shouting, Go Delta. Premium gasoline in a fully stocked C-store. So there's only one place you should be. Delta Petroleum, baby.
The St. Kitts Credit Union is making mortgages easy. Becoming a homeowner, whether purchasing or building, has never been easier. The SKCU is here to help. Apply online via our website, www.skccu.com, or schedule an appointment today with one of our friendly loan officers to discuss your options. St. Kitts Credit Union, the best place to borrow, the best place to save.
RIA Easy Money Transfer Limited, located on West Independence Square Street, Bastyr, St. Kitts, and the Solomon Arcade, Nevis, offers you safe and reliable transfers at great low rates and fees to 507,000 locations worldwide, with a pickup time of just 15 minutes after your transfer. And for even more ease of doing business, we home deliver and direct bank deposits in selected countries. So if anytime you want to send money to family, friends, and loved ones, at RIA, we've got you covered with over 30 years of experience moving money quickly, efficiently, and securely across 160 countries. Give us a call at 465-3325 in St. Kitts or 469-3325 in Nevis. Opening hours Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., 8:30 in Nevis, and on Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. RIA Easy Money Transfer Limited.
Yes, we are back on Issues. You are listening to Issues on Freedom FM 106.5. And we are having a beautiful discussion with one noted herbalist, Agilon. His name is Agilon, that's the name he prefers. And I want to let you know that we have been discussing the fundamental issues on the line, the approach. And now I want him to tell you exactly a little more about himself. Agilon, you're a herbalist and you are well known. In fact, doctors refer patients to you. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yes. I've been practicing herbal medicine since I've been small, you know. Mm-hmm. I grew up doing it, basically. Mm-hmm. And I think I was divinely inspired because I never chose herbal medicine, basically. Herbal medicine chose me. You understand?
It chose you?
Yes, because, presently, I'm a singer. I do many things outside of medicine. Mm-hmm. I perform music festival as an artist before. Mm-hmm. You know, I used to do singing. I did maintenance work. I do farming. I love plant. Mm-hmm. You understand?
What kind of genre you used to sing?
Genres?
Genre. What was your specialty? Well, calypso, reggae, pop, and whatever.
Everything. You know.
But go on. Let me not
we do jazz, everything. You know, we was playing the hotels, and stuff.
Yeah, but let's stay with the herbalist.
Yeah.
You feel that you are divinely called.
Well, that is what I have to say because I didn't go to no college and do this type of stuff.
So how do you know what you're doing is good?
Well, you see, from knowledge being passed down, like you said earlier in your introduction, because everything you go to college is coming from our ancestors, them, you know, really and truly.
Yes.
You understand?
Not exactly.
Okay, that's because of our understanding. But everything came from Africa, the whole concept of this knowledge. You understand? And
Babylon existed before Africa as a civilization.
That's a different-
Greece. Be careful what you say.
Well,
stay under herbalist. Stay under herbal, please.
that's a
Stay
different
there.
hat, really.
Stay there under herbal.
Really,
Yeah,
really,
stay
really.
there.
What
Yes.
I'm trying to say, right?
Yes.
Okay, within our African roots, then.
Yeah.
It's in, you know what I mean? We
That
utilize
medicine,
plants.
natural. That is correct.
Right.
Yes,
You understand?
Yes. Stay like that.
You
yes.
got me?
Yeah.
So, as I told you, from growing up, the way how I grew up, you know, in Kayan, going to the rivers, them cooking, damaging myself. You know, many of the elders, them, Mr. Prince, them, you know what I mean, who share knowledge with man. A lot of people, and traveling also. You know, when I was younger, I used to travel different places, so
Very nice.
I had opportunities to learn from different cultures. You understand?
But tell us your relationship with the doctors, doctors and their patients. They
The
send
doctors-
patient to you.
Well, I ain't gonna call no name, basically.
No, you don't have to call no name.
Basically, what happened? I had this person was suffering from multiple sclerosis, and
What is that all about?
they had a lot of pains in the joints, and they had to go on machine to get stretched and them type of stuff. You understand? So, and then their grandmother had chronic arthritis. So all in my when things was illegal with cannabis and so.
You use cannabis too?
Yeah, I use cannabis.
I have a special question to you on cannabis, but stay there. Don't take the cannabis. Go on.
Well, I was making cannabis oil when it was illegal, and then giving it to people who had issues because true, I practice medicine. When I see people, because them time we didn't have a lot of internet, right? So when I see people with issues, I would try to impart my knowledge, tell them do this and tell them do that. Then I had a family member, he get stroke. So then after 2 hours into it, I started to go there and apply what I my knowledge. And then after 2 weeks, he started to get back life. So then the nurses and the doctor in Kayan, they refer me to other people. With, you understand, that was a long time ago. So then I went to people and showed them what's going on. Now, I was making products.
No, stay there. What about these people? Tell us about the testimony. Are there
Well-
people that you have,
Well, I have
help you have to
I have
heal
helped,
and so on?
I have helped people with brain tumor. I had a
Brain tumor?
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
We had a gentleman in Phillips's. He had a brain tumor, a serious brain tumor, very large tumor. And all these on a page what I have.
And this guy didn't die?
He's still alive right now.
He's still alive?
Right.
Did he go to a doctor?
No, the doctors they told him that it's a serious tumor, the neurologist, and if he have to do it, the treatment, he could easily lose his life, and it's not a surety. But you understand? So they leave him there. So then
To die?
That's what he said. So then I was on a program and he heard about me, just like how you invite me. He called me, and then I went to him because if somebody willing to, then I will make myself available. So he called me, started treating him. After 3 weeks,
You treated him with what?
well, I put my concoctions, my knowledge that I have.
I know, but
and
just give us the basics.
Cannabis
What did you do?
oils, castor oil, you know what I mean, different herbs. I have a video on my page that shows all what I was doing and everything.
Okay.
And then I played and his head. I had to cut it, get his ears cut low.
You cut his head?
No, Shaby, I tell him to cut his hair low. Then I played, and he said, you know what I mean? And then after 3 weeks, his head was swollen over his ear. After 3 weeks, everything started shrinking. So when I see it start to shrink, I tell him, yo, signs, he couldn't move and them type of stuff there. Then he started to tell me, boy, I came back feeling in my arms and...
But
you
how
know,
did you know how much to give him, how much of the thing to give him?
how I didn't know, because what happened, we been miseducated and a lot of fear being put
I
into
don't
what
like you to go there, you know. Just say what you do. Just say what you do.
Oh, how I know?
Yeah, just say what you did. That's all.
Well, I know what I was doing because the poultice I made.
That's right.
You know what I mean? You
That's
apply a
very
poultice.
nice.
A poultice is where you pound up stuff and
Yes,
the idea is to get the medicine inside the head.
That's right.
Applying heat.
Beautiful.
You understand? So that will tell you fire heat
Yes.
is a part of healing too, you know what I mean?
Yes, yes.
And then that now penetrate, using some deep penetrating oils also to get into and help to break down what's going on. So after I see it starts shrink. That tell me the medicine working. After a month now, he was back in the mountain working. He's still alive.
And he's still alive. He's kicking. The body moving well, his hand and everything.
I got petition here.
Hold on there. You're doing well. We are going to open the line now. We're going to open the line. This thing getting nice.
No
so
problem.
this guy is still alive.
Much
and he
alive
was
and well.
supposed to die. Okay, you are listening to Freedom FM 106.5. We are talking to Ajalon, one of our local renowned herbalists. And we are talking about natural healing. We are now going to open the line so that you can ask him questions. And because he says, the line is already open? Well, people are already online. If you are on air, we'll take you. You lost him.
Greetings, Peter the Rock.
Yes, man. Talk.
Extending the greetings to your guests.
Yes.
Greetings.
Okay. We don't have a question, really. We just want to thank you for taking that stand in your life. You say it is called, you call it. Well, thanks for heeding the call, because alternative medicine are the way to go. Our food ought to be our medicine first and foremost, and medicine our food, And thanks for all the people you heal, and best wishes continually, my virgin. No, Peter.
Yes, sir.
I am concerned about the issue, and I think this is the right program to raise it on. Just give me a minute.
Hold on, you said you're supposed to call me and you never call, and I call you and you never pick up your phone.
Peter the Rock, I apologize, and we'll connect. Don't worry about it.
Okay, go on.
In the upcoming St. Kitts Nevis Music Festival, there's going to be an area designated for smoking ganja, cannabis. They call it the 420, and we know what, when you hear the word 420, what it is associated with. It is associated with the herb solely. Now, in that area, the organizers are also allowing, people who smoke cigarettes to be there also. We are asking that be changed, because cigarettes and ganja, there's no comparison. Even though there's a part of tobacco in the cigarette is a process. Even the cigarette boxes, even the people who manufacture the cigarette, they say warning.
Yes, that's correct.
Exactly. You will never see that on a cannabis product. There's no warning. It is pristine, and it is all one in one accord with the human body.
Hold on, let me tell you. Can I speak to you while you're on air? Because sometimes I don't speak to the people because it takes more of the credit.
Go ahead, talk. I'm listening. It's okay.
You brought this matter to the authorities, as of the music festival at the Ministry of Tourism.
I am making sure that I do so publicly, and then I'm going to be contacting whom it may concern in the St. Kitts Nevis Music Festival office.
Yeah, because that is correct. Because when I think it's in London. If you go to the lounge, you can have tobacco and cannabis in the same lounge. That's not true. I mean, so basically you must decide what is it that you have.
Exactly.
That area is so designated. That's what it has to be. If not, you're selling a bad product.
Exactly. You're setting a bad standard. And that's not the way to go, because a lot of mixing goes on, and mixing down is not good. Mixing up is good enough.
And it's not going to be good because we are now laying the platform for commercializing cannabis. And if we are laying the platform as to how we're going to deal with the market, in fact, it maybe is too premature to do that.
Perhaps, but I don't think it is. I'm sorry. I don't think it is premature to do that, because in the festival, just like other festivals, ganja is being used a lot.
Yes.
So therefore, to have it free it's not everybody smoke ganja. So for people to be walking through the crowd smoking, the authorities are trying to avoid that. So the designated area for smoking just like we want smoking lounge all over Basti and all over the place, it is a good thing. But we are saying cigarettes, they had to designate another area for cigarettes.
I was going to say, you have to have a designated area for smokers. That is, you are smoking the dangerous thing that the Surgeon General said not to do. And then you must have, therefore, because this is the initial presentation of the product that you are developing.
Exactly. So do it right. We will be contacting, as I said before, we will be contacting those in the offices and letting them know our stand as a Rastafari community. There's no comparison with cigarette and cannabis. Cannabis is first and foremost our sacrament, and it is also our food and our medicine.
So so you believe in the biblical context of that?
That pardon?
I say you believe in the biblical context of the plant itself.
Of course, pristine, original.
Don't forget to call me. I need to talk to you. I need to talk with you. I need to meet you and for us to talk. I have some issues to talk with you.
Peter the Rock, remember you're Peter and I am Eli. We can't be good.
Thanks for calling. Now, Ajalon, what do you think of the issue that he raised?
With the smoking.
The issue that they are designated. Give the people your view.
Yeah, I think the cigarette should be at a different level, basically, you understand? Because even the scent of the cigarettes, better, you understand? So
but some people are also bothered by the scent of the cannabis. Be careful with that, you know.
I understand, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
I'm trying to balance the thing.
Designate two different areas. That's what he's saying.
Yes.
Simple thing, nothing big. One on the left, one on the right. You understand?
Let me ask you, do you smoke?
I smoke, yes, sir. I'm a smoker, I'm everything.
You mean you smoke cigarette?
Smoke weed. I'm a cannabis smoker.
I don't smoke. I'm lucky to be said that I'm lucky to be said if God wanted him to smoke, he would give him a chimney. I may drink tea. Now I know some of my Rasta friends who don't smoke. They chew it. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Some of them cook it and whatever. But you say you smoke it. Why do you smoke or not eat or drink the tea?
Why do I smoke?
Yeah, man, I ask you a question. Yeah, man.
Well, what is smoke for me is for the mind.
The mind? Explain that to me. Is there something that the herb does for your mind different if you take the tea and whatever?
Yeah.
Explain. Come on, tell me. You are the herbalist. Tell me.
People, when you say go to the hospital, when they say, well, they eat sugar cake and they get like high and them type of stuff, they get high, you feel a sensation in your body. Some people say they feel the blood moving because what cannabis does, right? We have cannabinoid receptors in our body, in all major organs. You understand? So what happens in the use of cannabis now, you see like the light switch, the receptors, them, in order for the light to go on, that's the organ there, the light is the organ. So in order for the message to go,
stay close to the mind.
To the organ, the receptors them is what send the message to the organ to open up to receive whatever nutrients coming in or whatsoever, right?
Yeah, but what about the smoke and the
let me give you an understanding of what's going on, right? So in our body, you have cannabinoid receptors. Cannabis.
Explain that to the people, what that means.
Cannabinoid
receptors.
Receptors, right? As I show you, something like a light switch. Just join and give you an example. To turn on the light, you have to go by the switch.
Yeah, you're doing well. Yes, that's
so
nice.
For the organs, like if your organ having, say, cancer now, the organ is not functioning well. Certain wires are broken down because it's electrical signals our body run with, right?
That's what I studied.
Good.
Yes.
So now, when the induce the cannabis in high concentration, you go to the receptor. The receptor now work in reverse. The cannabis work in the reverse. So if you have cancer, it start to make the cancer go back in whatever you have. You put it in reverse. That is what the science have shown.
So do you use cannabis to treat cancer?
Yes.
Come and explain that to us. How do you do that? Because last week that kind of came up.
I have success. I have people who came from the UK.
Tell us about
2023, right? A lady came, what we in, 25? She came 2023, October, to St. Kitts from the UK. She had a stage 4 breast cancer, cancer in her lymph nodes, cancer in her bones. You understand?
So she's about to die.
Right, and she's been doing chemo for 9 years in the UK. Before she came to, she had so much pain, right? I said I'm going to send her some bush, some herbs up there to the UK. When she get the herbs them, I told her she cannot use no medication. She said, boy, I have blood pressure and all this type of stuff. I said, don't sorry about that. When she used the bush them and follow my instructions before she came, she pressure went right down. The doctor them want to know, well, everything over 200.
200, she almost dead.
That's how she said, boy, me stuff them over 200 and now they're normal.
So you use bush together with the cannabis?
Everything,
yeah,
right.
Okay, but hold on there. Time out. You follow basketball time.
Respect.
Now, don't forget what you say.
Yeah.
One caller last week educated us and said to us one of the problem we're not getting the right effect from the cannabis is when you mix it up. Now, you are saying that you mix the cannabis with other things. Explain that to me.
What I'm saying in the approach in cancer, right? Cannabis was used as part of the treatment.
Part of the treatment. Did you mix it or use it separately?
It is taken in high concentration, like tar. You see, you have tar, and you get like cinnamon jam.
Yes.
Something that thick.
Yes.
Right. So you take like a rice grain size. You got me?
Yes, man.
And when you take that now, that go into your body, you feel sensation in numb you or whatever, and then.
But stay on the woman, exactly what you did for the woman, how you treated the woman.
Well, she came to St. Kitts and she did a 2 weeks treatment here.
With you?
With me, where I prepared the meals.
Where did you have her? You have a clinic?
No, I had her, I don't have those places, so she stayed over in Frigate Bay, one of those hotels over there.
Oh, Frigate Bay Hotel.
Right, and I went.
With her?
Went there and did the service there, prepare the meals and all those type of stuff.
Okay, so let's go. Take your time. So what did you do? Because you're saying a great thing. What did you do for her? You prepared the meal, you said? What kind of meal you gave her?
Well,
no, that's okay because that's important.
Soups.
Yes.
I cleanse her
What kind of soup?
I prepare soup with beans, vegetable soups and that type of stuff. You understand?
To do
For
what?
meals, I did all type of different stuff.
Very nice.
You understand?
What else? So you gave her food, you prepared cleansing food, healing food. What else?
And she had pains and whatever issues she had. I did topical treatments on top of her.
When you say topical, you massage her?
Topical, no, the same thing like poultices.
Poultices.
Well, she had cancer in her lymph nodes.
Yes.
So she had a lot of pains.
Excellent.
You got me now. The lymphatic system is what bring the waste out of your body.
Yeah,
when the waste get reabsorbed into your body now.
Yeah, man.
That's when we start to get the diseases done.
Now we're getting hot now, man. I like what I'm heard. Yes, okay, go on.
We're getting warm up.
Take your time. We're warming up nicely. Yes, let's go.
Right, so, okay. So, but hear me now. Then she went back to the UK. She was here for 2 weeks. So then...
No, but you didn't tell us something more. I mean, we know you did the poultice, you gave her the diet. Yeah. What about bath? Did you bathe? Did you give her certain things to soak herself? And whatever?
The ocean, you understand?
You sent her to the sea?
Yeah, and I went to the hot bath in Nevis.
That's important.
We went over there to, you understand? Right? So I did all the necessary...
In St. Lucia, we use the mud bath.
Right, for the minerals.
With the mineral from the sulfur spring. Continue.
So I did that, then... I gave her the herbs them to take back and made something.
How long did she spend here with you?
She spent 2 weeks.
At each stage, say after a week, what did you see?
She see a lot of improvements. She,
What about
in terms of
when
pains.
she came? What was her movement like? Was she moving freely, or she could hardly move?
She couldn't move.
Uh-huh.
She was mobile and everything, but she had a lot of pains though, and limping and
so
everything.
when did the pain begin to subside?
Well, here when she was here, after I started to deal with the issues and that she was facing and everything.
About a week after.
Say a week after the energy levels rise and everything.
Right.
You understand?
Okay, very nice.
And then when she went back now, she had to go and do a checkup. You know,
so she going to go check up for the breast cancer. She'll check out for the whatever. Okay.
Right.
But that's after 2 weeks. But isn't that too short?
Well, no. What I told her, because I can't send many things to the UK.
No, you can't because you're not
Liquid,
licensed. In fact,
right.
if you go up there, you might be locked up and put in prison. Go on.
So they came. I had a gentleman who was supposed to come in February too. And a lady from Spain.
Another one. So by referrals.
Right.
Very nice.
I had two people from the UK who came here, cancer free. Right now. You understand?
So these people are keeping contact with you?
Yeah.
So they write you, or you can follow up with them?
They send all the information. I could call them if I want to talk to them. And
Very nice.
You understand?
Did they pay you?
Yeah.
Because you say it's a ministry. If it's a ministry, you cannot charge money. You know?
It's a who? Yes,
you say you are divinely called. If you are divinely called, you cannot charge money.
Hello. No, I said divinely inspired. Inspired.
Oh, inspired.
To do what I'm doing.
Okay. But on the other hand, I have to be careful because, I mean, the Bible that I'm referencing,
I know, sir.
The worker is worthy of his wage.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ said that in Matthew 10. So it means that you must be paid. You must be taken care of.
Yeah.
Okay, go on. So these people, you follow them. You have a database of them. You keep records of them.
Yeah.
You keep records.
Yeah. Well, the information.
Do they allow you to put them on their Facebook page?
Yeah.
You have them on your Facebook page?
Yeah, have them on the Facebook page. Testimony is the same. People who couldn't see and all with the vision. People.
Excellent.
Brain tumor.
Excellent.
There's a lot.
Man, you are a great man.
There's a lot I don't need to put up on the. Just recently, I had a gentleman in Kayan. He couldn't see. Vision.
Okay, stay there. Let's take a break now. You are listening to Issues on Freedom FM 106.5. We are getting hot, and our time is going, but we are getting hot. Ajalon is giving us some serious education. And not only that, his practice is also outside of our jurisdiction because there is lots of referral for the services that he offered. Of course, he said he's not certified, he's not licensed, but he said that he is inspired. He didn't say that he is called, he said he is inspired. And so remember, we want you to call. The number to call is 662-1065, 465-6474, or 465-0546. 662-1065, 465-6474, and 465-0546. Remember what we said. We said that if you follow our program, we'll help you cut your doctor's bill. We'll help you improve your level of enjoying life. And that is what this whole discussion with Ajalon is all about. Now, Ajalon, these people, when they do well, do they return to you? And do they perhaps compensate you or whatever? I don't know. I just say that. Yeah.
Well, it's about the agreement between me. That's how I operate, you know. As I tell you, the way how I operate is not the way how many people might think, because if you come to me, it's about me and your issue, me and your basis. So when you come to me, I do a consultation, and I listen, I ask my questions, I get to understand you, and then I would formulate. I would smoke a joint, hold a meditation.
So you have to smoke a joint
get
to
into the meditation.
So the smoking of the joint gives you...
Give you the connection to what you need to get to.
I see.
That's why I smoke.
But you and I are different, eh?
Right.
I don't have to smoke to get a meditation.
No.
Because I just call on God and He gives me the Holy Spirit.
Well, you see now,
I don't have to
everybody
do that.
move in different vibrations. You know what? You know.
No,
What you
okay.
do not know, you do not know.
But
You
however,
understand?
the key thing is that we are celebrating the effects, the good works that
Right.
you are doing. We are celebrating the fact that the skill that you have and how it helps people.
Well, the work
And
speaks for itself, you know what I mean?
That is the point. That's
Ain't
the
where-
point.
ain't where you went, you know.
That is the point. Now let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Our problem in the Caribbean, if not the world, is high blood pressure,
Yeah.
obesity, man,
Yeah.
diabetes,
Yeah.
and of course for the female, breast cancer, and for the male, prostate cancer.
Yeah.
But let's take high blood pressure or diabetes. Have you ever treated? Do you have products? Do you treat these two ailments?
Well, like I told you, I have success and failures.
Yeah, but have you ever have a success
Yeah,
story
yeah,
for high blood pressure? Talk
well-
to me about this one.
Well, I have people who are dealing with right now where the pressure were up, they come down, the sugar were up, they come down. Even the same lady in the UK, I just told you she had those type of scenarios there. No, she doesn't use the medication. From since
So what you
2023.
send stuff to her up?
Right now, she no cancer free, you know.
She's cancer free.
In the
yeah,
UK.
but
Yeah.
like we began when we started, even if she is cancer free,
She still-
hold
yeah.
on. Even if she's cancer free, if she goes back, it's like a motor car. If you go back to put diesel in the car when the car's supposed to have gas, you're gonna get back the problem.
Stop a second. You see now my client in the UK, a white lady, everything that I've shown them,
Very nice.
they take it to heart,
Very
serious.
nice.
No,
So
The
they
pro-
reorganize their lifestyle.
when I call and they show me, look, no, this stuff, them, you see all this diet, what you show me still, I'm still doing it. You understand?
That
They're
is
still
correct.
keeping the regiment.
That's right. Because
You
that's
understand?
important. That's important.
So for them, you know what I mean? It's about the individual.
And why I say that to you, and don't forget what you're saying. A lot of my friends, they become, they wait until they begin to get very obese, and they try to go on the road. I see them on the road huffing and puffing and so on.
Right.
And then when they get back from the road, they go back
To the same
and
thing.
they eat the same fatty food that you
Right.
mentioned, whatever.
Right.
And I keep on telling them that that's not gonna work, because this thing is a lifestyle. In other words, you cannot take off something and when you go back there, you putting it back in. Talk to me about that.
And that is so true, you know what I mean? And in dealing with certain people too, some people come to you and they feel like you give them tobacco, thinking, well, tobacco going to solve their problem. It doesn't work like that.
That's right.
You have to go for months. After a month, you start to see changes. Then in 2 months, but everybody's still respond
yeah,
differently. So
different.
that's why I told you. I mean, many people come
So
to me.
what did you, do you have any local person that you have you have treated and you have a success story for high blood pressure and diabetes?
Cancer, though I have local people with cancer.
Come on, tell me about that one. What, breast cancer, prostate
Lung cancer.
Tell me, how did you treat that?
A gentleman.
Because people listening to you.
A gentleman. He had lung cancer and he went to Santo Domingo. And when he reached there, they told him he have a
Was
great
the lung
infection.
cancer through cigarette?
No, he played music and them stuff there.
Okay,
And,
fine.
you know what I mean? So when he reached, they told him, well, he got a great infection and them type of stuff. He was losing a lot of weight, the
Yes.
smile and everything.
Yes.
Losing a lot of blood. He came back to me just during the COVID time. He did a 1 month program with me from the 4th of July. And then by the end of July, he told me he went to do his checkup. Because he was bringing blood after 2 weeks, the symptoms start to. I tell him, no, just stop them. Follow what I'm telling you. You're going to still bring up blood because your body cleaning itself.
Yes.
But then after 2 weeks, he started to see the subsides. So that show me now what I'm doing is working because I work with my patient them. Nothing for me set in stone. So I make what I make, I analyze you, and then I make my adjustments if I need to. You understand? So after that, after a month, he went to the doctors and he told me, bye, them man can't see not tumor, nothing. And so I said, well, if they can't see nothing, then the medicine working. He went down he started to blow his trumpet and everything. We did a video, an interview on Win FM. You know what I mean? He spoke about the issue, and he's still alive and well today. A gentleman, we really want to call his name and nothing like that, you know what I mean?
He's of course, he's staying on, what you call the practice, he's staying on the regiment.
Well, I do not know,
Yeah,
when they need to,
Yes,
you understand?
yes.
When I don't do me, I mean, I did so much good, but still, you know what I mean?
But let's talk about the commercial side of this thing, man. Let's talk, because basically you have a skill, and not only that, there's the skill is in demand. And not only that, I mean, it has brought solution to people otherwise perhaps would have died.
Right.
Now, the thing is, have you ever attempted to organize yourself to offer that kind of service in a more, say, rational way?
Well, you see...
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm living in number 8.
Say it again, please.
I live in number 8, Kayan.
Uh-huh.
The Prime Minister is...
What is number 8?
Kayan.
What is number 8?
Constituency number 8.
Oh, you're
Kayan.
bringing politics into it now?
No. Politics
okay.
is not...
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I reach out to many people to... I mean, what I'm seeing, the medicine is bigger than me. Because of what I'm seeing, what I've been doing, is only me alone operating from my ends. So I need, people to gather herbs and to make it better. 'Cause remember I told you I was making products first, and then I started to offer my services then. And due to the success,
Right. So you need a production line. You need suppliers, or you need, because if you're making products, you must have the source of the products.
I had a place I was used to operate from, but it was...
You had a farm?
No, I had a space where I was operating from, but it was a multifunctional space, you understand? So I couldn't really make too much things because other things were happening in the area. So I'm trying to organize on my own space to operate, basically. So
when you say organize, you want to set up a little, set up a facility?
Right, where I could, because what happened, basically, I mean, to make a product, I have to forage the herb, number 1.
Yeah.
I have to dry them, number 2.
Yeah, man, it's a whole process. That's what I was talking about.
And then still,
it's a whole production line.
I make other products too.
Yes.
So like I make cream, tinctures, all type of stuff I make.
Yeah, maybe you need to cut down the product line, my brother. When you alone, you need to make flagship products.
Well,
you know what I mean by flagship? The products that are in demand or that sells.
Understandable.
You can make everything.
I know that.
That's right. So, what about, have you ever thought of bringing in other persons who can help you?
Well, that's what we're
they
trying to
can
say.
work with you or under you, or they can become supplier and things like that. I'm talking about how you organize the production.
Well, okay, for example, when I went to the UK,
yes,
when I was making the production, it had people like the tinctures them and everything. When they had their issues, and I told them this and that, and they tried it, they see how fast the result came. So then a gentleman...
When you went to Europe, you went up with herbs?
With stuff.
You passed through the custom with that?
With stuff, yeah.
They did not check that?
They check.
Or when they check it, what, did they ask you questions?
Yeah, they check and they see some too.
They see some?
Yeah, because I shipped remember the individual was using the product, and then they were taking it at a small rate, and then they wanted like a little stock. Then they checked them. No, that's when we find out in the UK they only allowed 3% THC. You got me? Anything over 3% THC, then they are not allowing that in their system. They more use CBD. No, it was fortunate for me that I was lucky.
You can tell the difference between CBD and THC?
Well, yeah. In the process, in the way you process it, like, okay, for making...
We'll talk about that later on,
Yeah.
because I'm interested in that. But however, go on.
Right.
But we are talking about how you organize yourself and what step can you take, because our time going to finish. What step can you take to organize yourself? Because we are talking about you have a viable product there. That's what I'm
saying. I made a lot of products people with pains, because many people come with me.
Yeah, man, yeah, man.
Knee pains and people with the bone rubbing and stuff, serious pain. When I make like the same product that I have here, the salve, when I put it on the knee.
What is this one?
This like for pains and
What do you call it?
Adjulant salve, you know.
It's
a salve.
What
it's
is
a
made
salve.
up of? What
You
is
have
made up
in many things, cannabis inside of it, different oils, and you understand.
And what are you gonna use it?
For pains, you have many uses. Could use for skin issues also too. You understand? It's multifunctional.
Okay.
You know, joint pains and that type of stuff. So people, when I go by them and I massage, because I have a massage routine and then stuff there, and I knock the foot, they can't feel no pain. They get up and you understand. These are the type of
and you have that kind of testimony.
testimonies from people.
So which shows that the product works.
Is right.
The product works. But what you want to do now is to organize yourself so you can produce this product in a rational form.
Right, and I still.
Now what I'm saying before we close, what are you doing to organize that business side of it? That's what I'm talking about.
The business side of it. Well.
But that's important, you know, because there are people who have the skill, but they also need to develop the business side.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had products that I was marketing, and it's about funding. Business is about funding. When you come into business, if you ain't got the funds and what you need, it keep you back.
Yeah, but,
And
sometimes it's not just about funding. For example, that's a good point you make there. But if you have the product,
right,
and you have the product, secondly, you have the skill, maybe what you need to do is you bring the funding by bringing somebody else to invest in it. What about that?
That's true. I mean,
what about that?
Yeah.
It's because people believe everything is just going to the bank to get money.
I know.
But you can bring Harry, you can bring John to invest, and they bring in money into it.
No problem. That is what I was looking for. Okay. I was doing commercial diving up to the Coast Guard before, and I was still making my medicine. You know what I mean? And the owner, white man, he saw what I was doing. And because of the results I was getting, he wanted to venture into what I was doing. But then he went back to the States. You understand? So as I told you...
So you wanted to invest into it?
What I'm doing, right? But as I told you, it's about funding around here. Because to make a product, you have to still be... I buy a lot of machineries and stuff. I got machineries
I agree with you, but what I am
everything.
saying is there are different ways of getting finance capital into a venture.
Yeah.
So I'm saying one way is to say I have an idea and sell the idea to the bank, and the bank pays you.
Well,
hold on. Another way is to, like people do in St. Kitts, go to the politician and say, I'm doing so and so, so and so. You are my representative. I need $50,000, so and so. Let me just wait, and then they either give it to you from their pocket, or they send you to development bank or whatever. Now there is another way.
I'm billing myself from my pocket.
Yeah, but you can bill from your pocket. That is one way too.
That is what I'm doing.
There's another way where you get other people to invest into it.
I understand that, but I don't see them.
Why you don't see them? Maybe your eyes closed.
No, I'm not looking for. I'm doing me, you know. I'm like, because I'm into setting up the mountain, and you know, they're running their own business and so, and they go in here and be playing games business.
Because you're doing everything.
You see them running home and playing game business with people, meaning that with people, you know. You understand? And I can't really take any type of vibration there.
Yeah, but you
understand?
But you may find somebody who's highly committed and interested. Because that's what you're looking for.
Well, right.
You don't want anybody.
Right. So it's who make themselves available. Because
no, not who make themselves available. Who you scout. When you want something, you scout for it. The person not gonna make themselves available.
Well, you have to be a scout. You have to know who is the people him to go to.
Exactly.
You understand?
Well, we speak in the same language.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not a scout. So okay. I don't know who to go to. You understand?
Which means therefore that the business aspect of your program is going to be very evolutionary in the sense that it will grow as fast as you are able to put your own capital into
Right.
it. Isn't that what you are saying?
That is what I'm doing.
Okay, that's what you are saying. And but the fact is, those that you have been able to put your capital in, they have brought results.
Yeah.
And that is what you are saying.
Okay, for example, I went to get a license to do what I was doing, and there's a lot of loopholes and what's not. No, I am no.
What do you mean? What you say loophole and what's not?
I mean,
you're talking to us, man. Tell us.
Let me explain to you. You have your issue out there in the general public, right? You're sick.
You mean me?
No, general public. You're sick. Okay, me you're speaking. So you're sick.
Yeah.
Just like you said earlier, everybody want a quick fix, right?
Yes.
You're sick. You need attention.
Yeah.
I know, having knowledge and insight to assist you in getting you over your stuff. I got people to look out to, so I dealing with their health and their issues, right? Then I still got to go behind people to try to work out the loan and what's that and what's that. And when you go deal with them,
that's the business side.
Right, the business side of things.
Yeah.
Is a lot of go here, there, this way and that way, and next week, and you understand the thing.
I don't understand that.
So,
that's how you put it.
Right. Well,
in other words, you're going through the process of getting a loan.
Right.
You have to go through the process. And therefore, you have to go through that process. You have to take care of the farm. You yourself have to make the production.
Right.
It's too much for you.
Definitely.
That's what I'm saying.
So I'm looking for partners.
So that's right. That is exactly what I'm saying.
I know that. So what I'm trying to tell you, you cannot. This is what I'm trying to show my people around me, because
Right.
what I'm trying to show you.
But there must be some youngster who's nice, who's interested in your area.
What I'm saying, people who are monks, I try to show them, look, no, this is bigger than me. They have big avenues for many things.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
But just like cooking a pot.
Yes.
If you got rice,
Yes.
you bring in peas, you need onions, all them playing a role, and they come in at a certain time. So that is what we need. But if everybody come in and playing their role, then we could have something moving forward.
All
you
right.
understand?
Our time is going to finish.
No problem.
Before the time is finished, I want to ask you that question. I left it for last. How do you guarantee people that the products that you are giving them, what you are doing, is safe?
How do I guarantee?
Yeah, because you must guarantee
I
that.
don't guarantee nobody nothing.
And if you don't guarantee that,
That's
you can
because-
get yourself in trouble.
Good. That's why if you come in for me trouble, don't come. Because I don't need your service. I'm not about your money. If you come to me, it's about me and you overstanding. You got me? So I tell you, my approach is different from the concept what people have, you know.
I don't understand.
If you're sick and you need my help, you come to me.
Yeah, but how will they know you? First of all, they must know you.
If you do not trust me.
Okay, first of all, how do the people get to know you?
Right. If
The
you don't,
people who are listening to you, how do they get to know you? How do they reach you?
how they reach me?
Take your time,
664.
man. Yeah.
My number is 664-6634.
Okay,
You
give them
understand?
that again.
664-6634.
Okay, so if they want to reach you, because you see things like that, why I'm asking you that. In the Caribbean, a lot of these things is very secretive. We don't like this, like if you are sick, you don't like people to go in the open. So people want to know and they will reach you.
Right.
Now, these people will not call over the radio now.
Understandable.
So, because that is their privacy.
Right.
So that you give that number, they will take it down and then they will reach you. Now, how do they, okay, so when they call you, they will get you. You answer all your calls?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Yep.
So
I
you-
answer
you-
and return, yeah.
Okay, so you keep your phone with data so you can answer your call.
Yep.
And that is true because I didn't have problem getting you.
Mm.
And every time I call you twice
Mm.
and I got you whatever.
Mm.
Okay, I didn't call you in the night, so I said.
Come anytime.
I'm just joking.
I mean, that's my clients. They could call me anytime.
Okay.
But with me, basically, like I say, it's about privacy.
Yes.
So if you come to me, it's about me and you. It's not about me and you and the courthouse.
No,
you
that's-
understand? So if you come in to me with the courthouse business, don't come.
No, but
you understand?
But you see, people are people.
No, okay,
People are people, meaning
Well-
that they will come. They may come to you well intent, but
Yeah.
if something go wrong,
Yeah.
they say it's Ajalon that treated me.
I understand.
Are you with me?
I understand.
Uh-huh.
But so far,
You haven't had that.
we haven't have those negative
That's-
vibration, right?
okay, very nice.
And you see me, right? I am a very spiritual type of person because, I mean, we ain't get down to what I wanted to say to understand me, eh? We just do some
be
great...
careful, you know. I don't.
But anyway,
I'm not excited about people who say they are spiritual, you know. Because if you say you're spiritual, I just want to see that in you. I don't like people who say that to me.
No, ain't what I mean.
Because there are a lot of people who say they're spiritual and they are fake.
Stop a second. Me talking about the part.
Yeah, forget about that. So I forget about you said that.
Right.
I don't look to hear from people they are spiritual. I look to see from them.
Right.
And that's what. But let me tell you, the thing is that you have a good track record. You have a good set of products.
Right.
And your products are in demand. And not only that, a lot of the people have issues that medical science cannot deal with. And your product is dealing with that. They need to reach you. You need to make that available. So if you can really accelerate the business side of it, Ajalon, it would be good. Don't you think so?
Yeah, you see, Peter, I could have come on the radio station a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I could have made myself available and come to Junior and tell Junior about what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But I am not that. So you reach out to me?
Somebody asked me to reach to you.
Because my work should speak for itself.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't go around and tell people. When people get to know, but it's you, I can't believe it's you. Because I don't try to push. Because I know my capabilities. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. If somebody come to me with their issue and they need my help, for me to help them, I will explain to them, like, me and your reason, like privacy, and what between me and you. Okay, so if something happening to you, you're supposed to be coming back to me, and then I will let you know.
They're going to throw us out of the station now. Our time has passed. We have been speaking with Marcus Samuels, better known as Ajalon, one of our leading herbalists in St. Kitts, who has quite a track record and great success stories. I'm going to have him to give you his last word and give you his contact again that you may reach him. John?
Yes, my number is 664-6634. 664-6634, and you can also look on Facebook for Ajalon Herbal Cream and Tinctures, AJAHLON Herbal Cream and Tinctures, and there you can check out a lot of testimonies and those type of stuff. You know, some evidence, you know, because the work speaks for itself. I'm not really here to speak much, but I let my work speak for itself, you know, because when I speak, it creates problems, eh?
Thank you very much, Ajalon. It was a joy to have you.
Nice meeting you.
I pushed you. I teased you.
I love the push.
But it was it was great. I love it. I suppose one day we can do it again.
No problem,
you don't think so?
No problem.
You'll come?
Yeah, anytime, man.
Okay, that is great. So thank you for those who call, and my other brother who called me. I hope he calls me. I need to talk to him. Now go and use God, what I call God's laboratory, that is nature, to keep yourself healthy and well. See you next week, same day, same time, and same place. Bye-bye.
If the people need me back.
Sound of St. Kitts Nevis.